Mindfulness has to do with awareness, being fully present and engaged with the world around you and with what's going on within you. This day and age, with higher performance expectations, constant distractions, and even things like social media designed to take you away from, to divert your attention away from the things that matter, it can all be overwhelming. In class, we did an activity on attention strategy. Each of us chose a specific approach to try to notice things that we hadn't seen before, or maybe even overlooked. This allowed us to experience the world differently and maybe even draw some insights that we hadn't previously drawn on before. As we debriefed in class, I realized that a lot of people's activity and their insights made me have a really big insight. And that is that a lot of the things that we do at church are designed to help us be more mindful. Even the order of the activities that we do at church contribute to more mindful focus. So usually we start the service out with singing. Singing helps you be more mindful because you're focused on doing one thing. You're usually looking at one thing, the screen with the words, and you're even singing, which naturally helps your breathing in and out and makes you take more deep breaths. After the singing, there's usually a greeting. So the pastor will say, go find somebody new, introduce yourself, and be sure that you can call them by name. If you actually do this, that actually forces a mindful interaction with another person to build a connection and to even be able to remember and call them by name. After the singing, there's usually quiet time or some type of prayer before the actual message. Prayer is really important for mindfulness because it helps you to clear your mind, focus on where you're at right now, what are your needs, and what things do you need to do to be more focused and mindful in the moment. The pastor will then deliver the message, and the message ends with some reflection. Again, mindful time that you intentionally think about what you've heard and how it applies to your life. Even what can you do differently this week? There's lots of parallels that we can draw about the process and the timing that can apply directly to our professional lives. For example, how often do we start the day off with some meditation? Meditating on where am I at in this moment and what things do I need to overcome today to be successful? Really just understand where you're at and what's being asked of you. You can do this at the start of the day. You can do this at multiple times throughout the day or before important meetings or presentations. Thinking of the greeting element, how often do we mindfully greet coworkers, seeking to learn more things about them or notice things that we didn't notice before in order to interact better with people? And lastly, how often do we reflect on our day? How often do we take time to think through, what did I learn today? What things did I not do as well on that I wanted to do well on? And how would I approach those situations differently next time? That can even bleed into the next day and starting to think about what things are going to be required of me tomorrow. But that mindful reflection element is another parallel that we can draw. All these things can be directly applicable with both process and timing with our professional life. Again, being mindful and mindful thinking is so important because it helps you slow down, refocus, and even have better performance at work. It even improves your decision making. After all, isn't this the whole point of mindfulness? I've been going to church for so many years, and I never realized how important the order was and all the different things help contribute to focus and mindfulness.